Fanatic.com, brought to you by Patrick Eads and his staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek, where my car will be making a special appearance today at noon as they fix stuff. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's Lock and E-Keys for Cars. GT Carr and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. The Sanctuary Pub on South Gilbert. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Ox Yoke Inn in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. Wild Rose Casino in Clinton. And Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Here's Tom Suter and Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
We're here.
Good morning.
We are here.
Yeah.
We're happy about it, I guess. Should be a good day.
Should be. And welcome to the YouTubers.
Yes. Hi, YouTube.
Yeah. Which now only get these segments.
And Library Corner.
And Library Corner.
And Rex.
Interviews.
Yeah.
Stuff. Very important.
Yeah, just no music.
No music. No news to speak of.
No friendly banter between Captain and Tommy or
No.
Hunter.
None of that.
None.
Why don't they get the morning show?
Because they think we're pretending we're a radio station. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
But then why
That doesn't answer his question.
But then why do they get this? I don't know. How do you distinguish one from the other?
There's no music or news involved. Because we got a strike against us.
But there's music on the
The music wasn't the problem. It was CBS asked for people to send money for Maui.
Oh.
And the computers think that's a scam instantly. And
Why?
Because
not everything's a scam.
I understand that. And we've got a strike once because we asked for people to send money to table. And then we got a second strike because CBS asked for people to send money to Maui.
So one more strike and we're done?
Yeah.
With YouTube?
You lose all your videos.
Man, I didn't realize they were that strict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A-holes. And I've tried to communicate with them.
I owe YouTube $156 for our podcast that we put up on YouTube. It's $156 a year. That's not that much.
No.
That's a pretty good deal. But yeah, well, actually, I owe Rob. He paid the YouTube bill, so I owe him. And I have the check right there ready to.
I'm sure Rob will be happy to.
I'll be sending that with his
receive the check.
monthly.
Why do you have to pay them?
I have no idea. I mean, because we have Rob and Scott do a live. They do a live. Their stuff. The podcast they do it live on YouTube, and yeah, I guess you have to pay for that stuff. Once a year, there's a. I would imagine. I mean, there's got to be ways to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's not more. I mean, so what? That's about $12 a month.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 100. Just 150.
Why didn't we have to pay them?
I don't know.
Or have to pay?
Well, let's not ask them.
But yeah, I'm just because for Rob's the one who set it up to where his stuff goes live with Scott, and it's just there's a renewal thing you have to pay once a year.
Yeah,
$156. So I'll gladly do that because I think that draw helps them get some more. People like to see stuff live.
Well, people watch that. I mean,
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, Skip Bayless, that thing with Shannon. They had 43 million viewers on YouTube at one point.
Unbelievable.
Now they're not together anymore. But yeah, think about that. They had 43 million people watching that show on YouTube.
That's a big number.
Two guys talking sports.
Screaming sports.
Screaming sports, yeah. Now Shannon's with the other screamers, Screaming A. Smith. But yeah, I don't watch any of that stuff in the morning.
No.
I did for a while, but now I just don't anymore.
Stephen A. Smith has been appearing on CNN.
Who cares? I mean, I just don't. That's fine.
but I mean, he just started doing that.
So he's like working part-time for them now? I mean,
I
I've
don't
seen
know
him
if
on
he's
CNN
work-
many times before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he does. He'll go anywhere where he can push his brand, and
Okay,
I mean, but technically, I think his main employer is ESPN.
Yeah, but I just noticed because.
But you notice a lot of people are
show
doing.
a couple times.
I think the way things are now, I mean, a lot of companies don't want to pay you. I think they don't care if you work for other people because then they don't have to pay you as much. I mean, I know a lot of people in media, including myself. I've got multiple sources of income. You have to. In this day and age.
I know a guy in Minneapolis that works at three
Every-
separately owned
every television station.
Yeah, that's just the way that's the way. And I started doing that at the end of the Press Citizen run. I started working with you guys. Because there was a while they wouldn't let me have a second job, but I didn't get a raise at the Press Citizen for like my last 6 years because the newspaper industry just started to fall. And it wasn't a matter can you imagine going in and bitching about not getting a raise when you're taking 2 and 3 furloughs a year? I mean, I took like 8 to 10 furloughs, and that was over a decade ago. That's how long they've been doing that stuff, the furloughs and all that crap.
Yeah.
I took at least 8 of them, where you're basically unemployed for a week. You go and get your unemployment check, and then you come back. Hey, I'm back. Hey, it's nice to hire you again. I did that like 8 times.
Good to see you again.
I did that like 8 times, and they're still doing that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just Gannett. A lot of companies are doing that. Yeah, so furloughs. I'd never heard of them, though, until, God, what was it, about 2000?
I always thought it was a military term.
I did, too, because I think it is in some part. But about 2007, though, is when we started. 2006, 2007 is when we started to hear the word furlough, and then the house market crashed. What was that, 2008, or was that 2007?
I think maybe 8.
8.
And then that's when things really started to. I lasted 6 years.
Yeah.
After that, 2008 is when things really started to tailspin for a lot of different industries, but especially the newspaper industry.
Yeah, it did.
Between that and the internet, that's what kind of led to the demise.
Yep, and the newspaper industry wasn't forward thinking enough.
No, I mean I was there. I remember being there, and it's not like I was going to be at the forefront.
Same
of
thing with the music industry.
No,
I do remember, though. I do remember being frustrated at times toward the end because when we'd send them stories, the last thing they would do was post it on the internet when they were done with everything else for the night. So instead of getting stuff up maybe at like 9 o'clock at night or 8, it'd be up at midnight because it didn't matter.
And a bunch of people had it up ahead of time.
Well, not really, though, because all newspapers were kind of doing the same thing.
Well, that's true.
Nobody really, it was like the last frontier. It was irrelevant. That was the internet. Oh yeah, remember you got to get that stuff up for that internet stuff now. And that was always like the last thing we did. Now looking back on it should have been the first thing we did. But in fairness, nobody really knew. I mean, we were kind of just all experiencing it for the first time. Nobody knew what the answer was. But I always do remember wishing I could get something up on the internet quicker, and then the paper can wait. But it was always you had to get the paper stuff done first. That was always priority. And then it started to shift toward the end, but it was too late.
Do we have a call?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Karen.
I see where Brooks Robinson died. And
Sorry to
for
hear
just
that.
a couple of hours of our life, we befriended him for a couple of hours, and he was a real nice guy.
Yeah. So what do you mean you befriended him for a couple hours?
Well, we had a buddy of ours in our neighborhood who played for the Baltimore Orioles, Eddie Want.
Oh, sure, I remember Eddie.
And afterwards, we would sit there and go and visit him in a locker room. And my husband went over and got the camper and pulled it up next to the stadium. And Brooks came out and he says, "Oh, somebody hide me. I'm so tired of people." And we said, "We'll hide you." So we took him and put him in our camper and visited with him for a couple of hours.
Oh, cool.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, like it.
So that was really nice. And then yesterday, the Cubs blew it.
I watched it.
Yeah, and that's Suzuki. I'm sure he's feeling really bad.
Yeah, but, he's carried them offensively for the last month.
He
but
has.
No, he did. I mean, he just missed it. I don't know if he said, did he miss it in the lights? I'm not sure. I didn't read the...
Well, he said he had it until the very end.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
the kind of stuff you don't see very often in the pros. But I blame the relief pitchers for so many damn walks.
Well, yeah, the
That's why they
bullpen
lost
did
the
not
game.
come up and do much.
Their bullpen, every count, it seems like 2-1, 3-1, 2-0.
Always behind.
Just, it was terrible.
Yeah. Steele seems to pitch real well for 5 innings.
Yeah, he does. He did not want to come out, but he looked like he was getting tired. But, Atlanta's good. I mean, but, man, they had that. That could be the game.
They had that game. You get ahead 6-0.
Deep in the innings, 6-0 in the sixth, and they just completely fell apart.
And then we were hoping that the White Sox could do something with the Diamondbacks. And my gosh, 15-4.
If you count on the White Sox for anything, you're in trouble.
I didn't realize they were
the White Sox seem to be having lots of problems.
Do they have like 100 losses? I didn't realize they were that.
Tommy probably knows.
I didn't realize they were as bad as they are. I don't follow it that closely, but, man, they suck.
Yeah, they do.
Well, Cubs still in it, but they got to win some games.
They're still in, but they got to do some things.
Yesterday was so
And then the
constant.
Marlins, I think, have a doubleheader with the Mets today.
I think they do, yeah.
Go dog-ass
So
Mets.
the Cubs are up by a half game for that third spot right now, I believe, right? Yeah, so.
Yep.
But, no, I watched it last night, and I asked myself, why did I just do this? I haven't watched them much.
That's why they lost.
It seems like when I do, they just fall apart. I mean,
yeah. That's why they lost.
Well, I saw a 6-0 score, and I said, okay, way to go, Cubbies, and then...
That's when I started. Well, I watched it a little bit before that. But, Suzuki dropped that, and that hurt Smiley. But I think 2 of those runners were on because they walked. I mean, I can't... Their relief pitchers, their relief pitchers have no... They just have such control issues. They fall behind so many hitters.
Yeah. Well, let's hope for better today. My gosh.
Well, yeah.
But when you're playing the Braves and you're playing the Brewers, both top in their divisions.
Yeah, the Braves have won 100 games or whatever for a reason.
Finish.
They're really good.
Yep,
yeah,
got to finish.
Yep. Okay, guys. Well, have a good day.
All
Thanks,
right.
Karen.
Bye.
That was like one of those Menu Boy silent moments.
Menu Boy.
I can never remember his name.
Southern Justin?
Yeah, it always escapes me.
Which part is the Southern or the...
Both, obviously. Wasn't that a wasn't that a Crosby, Stills and Nash album?
You see
that was
the
Southern
Southern Justin
okay.
for the first time.
Did you like that song?
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
I like Crosby, Stills and
Oh,
Nash.
I do too. Great harmony. What do you got going on your phone there, Captain? You getting your Taylor Swift tickets?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, you're going to have to sell the station. Yeah.
No, I didn't think things through. I removed the extension cord from the camera this morning because we don't use it, but then I remembered, well, we do use it when Rex comes in.
Uh-huh.
Is Rex in today?
Yeah, so I'll have to put it back on.
How long will that take?
15 seconds.
No, I got some kudos from a number of people for the fake Rex the other day.
Oh, there's a fake Rex?
There was, and he was outstanding.
Is it the same guy that does all the other ones?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I don't.
And in another show-related note, we were out eating at Applebee's last night to help raise money for Kiwanis.
Is that the feeling good in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Were you feeling good in the neighborhood?
It was delicious.
Okay. The one out by the mall?
Yeah.
That's the only one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we met the guy.
Oh, really, Mike?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you know Mike?
Yeah.
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 I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
What did you just do?
Sometimes he'll call in and you've heard him.
It's a play off of somebody that's in prison.
Oh, okay,
for
that
a
guy.
long
Okay,
time.
okay,
Yeah.
I know. Okay, okay. So where are you going with this, or is that it?
That was just another show-related note.
All right.
Hello.
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 Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was just I was curious, like Pat for that talk show on ESPN.
You're cutting
Now
out.
you're cutting out.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yes.
Well, so far.
Yes. So what'd you ask now about ESPN?
Oh, the Bayless talk show.
Yeah.
That's on
Shannon
Fox.
Sharp. Yeah, I Googled it, and they said back in ESPN before they broke up, a typical daytime audience is 200,000.
Well, that's TV. I'm talking about YouTube viewers. Oh yeah, their TV viewers is not. That's not. No, I'm talking about YouTube viewers.
Oh, wow. That must be in the history of the whole show.
So cumulative, but still, that's a big number.
Yeah, I mean, they did way better with YouTube. Yeah, because I'm not a fan of the show and their TV ratings. The other day I read something where the Stephen A. Smith with Shannon's out doing Skip, and it was like 480,000 to like 260,000. But there's a bit like there's a difference between TV viewers and YouTube viewers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you can pick that up anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just surprised that more people are watching YouTube than TV, but that shows you how old-fashioned I am.
Well, but YouTube basically is on your TV now.
Yeah. And it's also on your phone. It can be on anything.
Yeah, it can be on anything.
Exactly.
So, but no, I know their TV ratings have never – I mean, there used to be a media guy who hates Skip Bayless who used to list all the different shows that had higher ratings than his thing with – and one of them was Teletubbies. He was always having –
People like Teletubbies.
The Teletubbies were always higher than – this guy did this for like 2 years. He's a media journalist.
yeah, and talk shows are way down. People are tired and
Okay, well, thank you.
There's just so much. There's so many with podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much
It's
now.
so much fragmentation.
I mean, I don't ever watch ESPN Sports Center anymore. I used to
Never.
love to watch Sports Center. You'd get caught up, kind of like reading the newspaper. But now it's just you watch Sports Center. Yeah, I heard that an hour ago. Yep,
It's
I heard that 2 hours.
fragmentation.
Yeah, it's just not relevant really anymore.
Yeah. So, Iowa's got football, winnable games every game, but I think every game is going to be kind of tough, too, because they're all kind of...
That's Iowa football.
Yeah.
They'll be favored, and I bet they're favored in 7 of their last 8 games, barring an unbeknownst collapse that could happen.
Could happen.
The only game I don't think they're going to be favored in right now, if you took them right now with all the teams they're playing and where they're playing, I think they'd be favored in every game but Wisconsin.
Right. I agree.
And that's not saying a lot about
And
Iowa.
at Nebraska may be a tough one.
But I think right now, though, if they were to play right now, Iowa would be favored by like 4 or 5 points.
Yes, I think you're right.
Okay, well,
All
thank
right.
you.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah.
We've got some like silent moments today.
Well, we did have some trouble with our offense. I think that's fair to say. Here's our offensive possessions: punt, fumble, punt, 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 another punt, fumble, punt, fumble.
Well, when you get 76 yards, Tom, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
76 yards, 42 passing yards, 1 and 9 on third down,
4 first downs,
33 plays. Penn State ran 97.
Yep.
Penn State ran 64 more plays than Iowa ran.
Can you imagine what the score would have been if we'd given them a short field all the time? And
Yeah,
had
thank
a
God for
terrible
Tory
punter?
Taylor. That's right.
Oh, my God.
Tory Taylor was our Hawk Fanatic Athlete of the Week. I thought about a couple field hockey players, soccer, and because I don't want to just have it be football every weekend during football season. And we haven't. That Deion Van Alsem, I think she's won it at least once. But Tory Taylor was incredible in that game. 52.3 yards on his 7 punts, and he pinned him down. I mean, without him, that game would have been out of control early in the first half.
That would have been a 55.
They would have been down in the first half 24-0. It would have been even more over than.
Yes.
I didn't think it was over at halftime. I didn't think they were going to win, but I thought they were going to keep it close, and I still liked my 17-14 pick. But then when they came out in those first 2 possessions of the third quarter, it was over. And, of course, the defense could have made a better stand to begin the third quarter, yes. But then what did the offense do right after that? Didn't it go 3 and out?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so to try to put some blame on the defense, I'm not going there. Every once in a while, even great defenses are going to let scoring drives happen. It just happens.
Well, the only thing is, I mean, you knew that if Penn State got to 17 before Iowa got on the scoreboard, the game was over.
It was over. And that first drive, the third quarter, I'm like, okay, that's when I kind of started writing. With the assumption that the offense was going to continue to stink. I kept waiting for something good to happen to the offense, but it just got worse. It's like if they would have played a 5th quarter, I think they would have gotten fewer yards. It was just, everything was just falling apart. And then yesterday, I thought Cade McNamara handled it as well as he could, and I thought the questions were fair. Mike Halas from the Gazette asked a question. He told me at lunch he was going to ask. We got that 2.5-hour break between the players and Kirkland. We went to Freddy's for lunch, and it was very good.
It is good.
My only complaint, and Halas agreed, and they weren't small orders. We wanted more French fries.
Those French fries are damn good.
And Halas said to me, he goes, I want more, but I don't need more. There were plenty. He goes, I think this is on you and I. And I had the double. It was just, everything was just really good.
Yeah.
And we got there like at 11:30. Nobody was there. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. By the time we left, the place was packed.
Yeah. it's really
It was really
And
good.
we went to. It's the same thing as Steak and Shake.
It's exactly.
Yeah,
and I love Steak and Shake.
Yeah, we
It
went-
might be one step a little better than Steak and Shake. Maybe this burger was it was really
No,
good.
those burgers
But I like
are
Steak and Shake. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the fries are the
Well, the
catalyst.
fries are the same thing, and that's the way I like them cut. I don't like French fries that are thicker.
No, I like the little ones. And we both ate with drinks for less than $20. It was like $19.
Well, some
Well, there you owe me, Freddy's.
Jim Walker from here went to Five Guys and got a burger, fries, and a shake, and it was $25.
Oh, it's raised because I remember when Feeney and I went to go right before we went to see DJ Carton play basketball up in Cedar Rapids. This would have been 8. We got our 2 orders together were just under 40.
Jesus.
I mean, Five Guys a combo is going to run you 15 to 20, and it's taste wise, it's good, but it's no better than Kraken.
no.
I think Kraken's fries taste very similar to, and I like Kraken sandwiches better.
Yeah.
I really do. But I don't know how that place thrives the way it does.
We had 2 dozen wings. That was it, and it cost us $50.
Well, and Diet Cokes.
Yeah, but
Well, those are probably $6. Pop's now $2.95.
Yeah,
most
no, that's
places.
right.
That's
and then
$6.
your tax
Yeah,
and
that-
tip, and you're $50.
Well, you take the 2 drinks and your tax, you're up to probably $12 to $13, and the tax and tip, you're up to probably $12 to $13 with that order.
they told us next time make a reservation. So
Well, I'm guessing your wings are probably $15.
$15.99, I
Okay,
think.
$16. Yeah, that's a little steep. I mean, if
Yeah,
they're good,
I
that
mean,
makes
they're
it
good.
But if they're well, they better be.
We
at
need
that
to go
price.
on the day when they're like $6 or $7.99 instead
well,
of.
when is that day?
They had at Tuesday or something.
Oh, so there is a day of the week. where
There
they
is
cut,
a day
They
of the
were.
week.
That's cutting them. That's a real big dip.
Well, we going tomorrow? Yeah,
Is that when we're going?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, today I got to drop off the car. So
But no, Mike asked. He reminded Cade about. Remember when Cade committed? He went on that Jordan Palmer podcast and said, "Hey, critics, call us the worst offense in the country. Say whatever you want. We're kind of an us against the world battle
saw
cry."
that, yeah.
And so Mike reminded him of that, and he goes, "I'm just curious. What would you say to the fans now?" And I think you guys played it earlier.
I
Yeah.
watched. The,
Yeah, and I mean I've got video of it, but I thought I heard it on the station
well,
earlier
here
this morning.
it's
And Cade's answer was predictable, what I thought he would say, and it's what he has to say. But it's also a fair question by Mike.
All right, let's see.
It was a tough question. We always get accused of not asking the tough questions. That was a pretty tough question.
All right, here we go.
I mean, the season's not over
Yeah.
yet. We're continually evaluating every single week, and this isn't even close to the finished product. I mean, there's a reason why you play 12 games in a season. There's a reason why there's 4 quarters in a game. For us to, I mean, if we just shut it down right now based on what has already happened, I think that's just not a good mindset.
I agree.
Well, we'd finish at 3-1. Got a nice little bowl game in the Camellia Bowl, or
But they wouldn't have averaged 25 points a game
No.
or gotten 7
they
or gotten 7 wins, so Brian Ferentz wouldn't get his amendments. But I thought that was a good answer by Cade, the kind of answer they needed. Now, some fans are. I think with some fans, they're just done with words. They're just going to wait and see what happens.
Well,
on the
and
season.
fair enough.
And I don't have a problem with that.
I don't
fair
either.
enough. And I wrote yesterday. This is for me sitting in that press conference yesterday was like Groundhog Day. Because I sat in one just like it
you
last
bet.
year. I mean, I went back and looked. Almost the exact same circumstances. Offense just playing putrid, being made fun of. Brian Kirk, all that stuff. We went through this. What we're doing right now is exactly what we did last year. The only difference is Cade McNamara is now
Different
the quarterback.
quarterback.
Different quarterback. A few different parts. That's the main. Cade McNamara is now the quarterback on the hot seat, and everything else is the same. The stats are similar. I mean, even worse. But just like last year, they ended up getting 8 wins out of that. They should have won more. I think this team's going to win more than 8 games. I still do, barring I might not be aware this. Maybe the Penn State game was just the warning sign of a collapse waiting. But this doesn't feel like 2012.
No, it
2012 when that team beat Northern Illinois in that first game. I remember leaving there saying, "Wow, this Iowa team's not very good."
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I don't feel that way about now. The offense is terrible right now, but I still think they have enough to where I think they can navigate through this schedule with no more than 2 or 3 losses, and that says more about the schedule than
That
Iowa.
does Iowa.
I mean, I
Yep.
just think I don't remember the Big Ten being this mediocre on paper. I mean, that stuff can change once it's on the field and what have you. But I just
Well, we got to go out and do it.
and some people will say that this is sort of, I've had people say the definition of, well, that's not really the definition of insanity, is doing something over and over, expecting different. That's kind of a made-up definition of insanity. But that's where a lot of Iowa fans are now. This is the exact same thing. The problem is, though, and this is how I ended my column, Kirk still has the leverage in this situation. They're 74-31 since the start of the 2015 season.
Yeah.
They've won 2 division titles since then. They've been to a bowl game every year. I mean, 74-31, it's not Ohio State, but it's pretty good.
But if we even had a mediocre
But I know,
offense,
but what I'm saying, that's all forgot.
Yeah.
Kirk, that argument will start working if they start going 6-6, 5-7, 4-8.
Yeah.
They're not doing that right now. They won 10 games just 2 years ago. Yeah. They won 10 games in 2019. Hayden Fry won 10 games in 20 years. Now, granted, they play one more game now, but what I'm saying is Kirk still has the leverage in this
You're right.
negotiation with Iowa. And I think he knows that, and I think until that changes, Kirk's not going to change his offense. Kirk still believes that his way in the long run wins more games at a place like Iowa than trying to come up with a quick fix scheme and what have you. I've always agreed with him, but now I'm to the point now, okay, Kirk, that's fine, but your offense now for 2 years in a row has just sucked.
Well, you can't play like
It's just,
that.
you can't just continue doing this. Sooner or later, it's going to bite you. Last year was the start of that. They shouldn't have lost 5 games last year.
No.
They should not have lost 5 games last year. With the defense they had, with the punter they had, the kicker they had, the offense bit them in 2 or 3. The Iowa State or Illinois, Nebraska, they should have won 2 of those games.
Yep.
They should have, but they didn't. See, now eventually, if they start not being as good on defense, special, Torrey Taylor's not going to be punting next year. You know, so, I mean, I know they claim they got another phenom coming from Australia. Well, I hope they do.
He ain't going to be better than Torrey.
Well, I mean, he may be. Maybe he's good or whatever, but that's beside the point. They're not. But until Kirk loses that, I mean, let's say this year they go 7-6 and they lose a no-interest bowl game, 14-9, and then let's say next year they go 5-7 or 4-8. Then things are shifting. Then the leverage is gone. Then then Kirk would not still be able to keep Brian. But we're just not there yet. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. If you think if 7-6 with this schedule, do you think and the offense continues its
if the offense continues to do what it did Saturday and they go 7-6 with this schedule, I would like to think that Kirk would realize I got to make a change. I got to make a change. This isn't working. But I don't know because Brian's got 7 wins as his incentive in his contract. So Kirk could say, okay, so I'm going to fire my son even though he met
one of his
the win incentives in his contract. See what I mean? That's how silly those amendments are. They're just stupid. But no, that's when I'm trying to I'm like, God, I'm running out of ways to write about this stuff because it's the same circumstance over and over. But until it's – and I know when I wrote in my column that they're 74-31, I even wrote the moment – I guarantee some fans, the moment they read that, probably rolled, oh, God, here we go. But it's true. It's
true.
the driving factor in this. He still has the leverage. He still has the bargaining power over the university because he's winning enough to keep saying my way works.
Yep.
I mean, but last year, though, that should have been 10-3, 9-4 at the worst. It was a 5-loss season, so maybe that's the beginning of a leverage shift, if that makes sense.
Well, we're going to know a lot more in the next 2 games if we can.
If they don't win these next 2 games, then I think they're and if the offense is
real problems,
then I'm like, there's real problems because both these games are at home and these teams aren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Big Ten standards, these teams aren't very good.
No.
So we shall see.
Yeah. Can you imagine how ugly things are going to be if we come out and Michigan State beats us 21-3?
There's just people beating on each other in the stands.
Yeah. It'll look like soccer in Europe.
It'll be what? Altamont.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it'll be.
So what are you going to write if it's 21-3 and our offense has...
You mean for a final score?
Yeah. What would you write?
I would probably say, okay, Kurt, is this the low? If they get beat 21-3 Saturday and it's I would probably write is this has to be the low point because it's hard to visualize anything lower. And if it is the low, but I still don't. I mean, what good would it do to fire anybody during the season?
Oh no, I don't think you can.
If they lose,
I would write that too.
by any score, it's going to be bad.
No, it will be. But if they lose 41-40. It won't be. It'll be a different frustration. God, what happened to our defense?
Yeah, a different frustration.
But it'll be like it would be different. It wouldn't be as bad. Or if they lose 30-27 and Cage got 250 yards passing, it would be. They would be pissed, but it would be a different type of pissed off. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because at least the offense showed
some hope, and maybe the defense just had a bad, rare day at the office.
Yeah.
But I just can't see this Michigan State team scoring a bunch of points on Iowa's defense. But that's why you play the games.
No, they. I mean, they are not. I would say they're not abysmal, but they're not.
Oh no, they're not. It's still a quality. They still have quality players on that team. They don't have a real good quarterback situation right now. They're just not built to win. But that still doesn't mean they got what is it, Malik Carr, the tight end. They got some really athletic tight ends. They've got decent pieces. It's just not a great team.
No, it isn't, and they're in disarray with their Mel Tucker stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean I think that took a lot out of this team psychologically, mentally, everything. I mean, to lose your coach midseason, but I mean, I even wrote in my column. I still based on some of the feedback I get on Twitter, which I know it's only Twitter, but it is. I mean, some people use Twitter to convey all their messages. There's some fans I think that are still holding out hope that they're going to wake up one day and Iowa's going to announce that Brian Ferentz is let go during season. That ain't going to happen.
Or that Brian has resigned.
Or resigned. I mean, what good would it do, barring anything outside of football, integrity issues, what does firing somebody in season accomplish?
Nothing.
No, it actually sends some teams into tailspins.
I agree. And so they've got to get that out of their head. And I've been pretty supportive of Brian as far as termination or whatever, because I don't have a real issue. But if they end up going like 7-6 and the offense is like 100, then there's got to be some soul searching and possibly some. I don't know how.
But it didn't happen over the summer, though. There were no changes.
But that was just 1 year. This is 2 years.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Tom. 21, they won 10 games in the West Division. That was just 1 year about. I didn't think anything was ever going to happen during the summer.
Of course, the offense wasn't great in 21.
But it wasn't bad. It wasn't any worse than 2019 that won 11 games.
No.
It was actually very comparable. Kirk brings that up a lot. And they did win 10 games in 21.
That they did.
So, I mean, but no, last year isn't as bad as this year because this year is this year, built on the back of last year. 2 years of doing the same stuff is worse than one, of course.
Of course, we can still
salvage
really improve
offensively
on what we've done so far.
I mean, for Iowa to improve, like I've said before, other than 2002, name a year where the offense has been the strength of a Kirk Ferentz football team.
Can't.
You can't. 2004, no. That Drew Tate was great, but that defense was incredible in 2004.
It was.
Roth, Babineau, I mean, it was incredible.
That was one of our best.
Yeah, and Greenway, that was a really good defense. 2002, you could argue that offense held its own again, but that's just the way Kirk wins football games. Kirk doesn't want to see that change, but the offense has gotten so bad, he's got to deal. He's got to deal with it. I think partly from an image-wise, you have a product you're trying to sell.
Well, and if you were even a decent wide receiver, unless you're from the state of Iowa, why would you come here?
Well, no. Well,
is that a fair statement?
Well, Seth Anderson and some people will say, Caleb Brown left Ohio State. I had somebody try to tell me yesterday it was not over playing time. Yes, it was.
Of course, it was.
It was over playing time. I didn't want to argue it, but it was over. He wanted to come to Iowa for more opportunity. It's fine. That's what the portal's for. And I was reminded, he appeared in 24 plays last year. Okay, that feeds my argument. That's not many plays at all.
One catch in 24 plays?
2 plays a game, and I think a bunch of those plays were against Iowa in a blowout. I'm not knocking Caleb Brown, but he came here looking for playing time. Fine. And he's getting more of it. He hasn't gotten as much as I thought he would, but maybe – he didn't get here till the summer, so maybe it's taken him some time to learn the offense.
He's had a couple reverses. Has he had any?
He's had a couple reverses. He had a
catch?
couple targets. I don't believe he has a catch.
I don't think he does.
And it looks like a couple times he's lined up in the wrong space. But in fairness to the guy, he didn't get here till the summer. McNamara and all those other they were here over spring. That enabled them more time to learn the offense and what have you. But no, this is like I said, we've been here before. It's not as bad as it seemed under Kirk, despite the offense being terrible. But, man, I went back and looked. That 2019 barely averaged 100 yards rushing a game with Brendan Wager and Adam Robinson. It was
my memory of that team is that it was just a great team, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
I mean, offensively.
It was statistically flawed. It was. But, yeah, offensively they couldn't run the ball.
No.
And they had some moments, but you can have a running back rush for 700-800 yards, and the team rushing stats are still bad.
No, and if Ricky Stanzi doesn't get hurt against Northwestern, we might very well have run the table.
Yep. And I still don't think it was an elite team. Now it ended up beating a very average Georgia Tech team. I mean, I thought.
Oh, and
in the Orange Bowl, that was not a very good. They had no passing attack. Iowa figured had a month to prepare for their option,
and Norm was still.
And Norm had a month to prepare for that. Really,
he just ate that
and
up.
they had no plan. They had no passing attack to offset that. And see, that's part of my problem with the Iowa offense. It seems like when you have a game like Penn State, when nothing's working, they have no plan B. There's no contingency plan for when our offense shuts down. And to me, I don't know if that's a lack of imagination, if that's Kirk, just keep doing it, guys. We're going to get it right. I think Kirk sometimes maybe gets a little too stubborn and isn't willing to think outside the box as much as he should. The game has changed a lot more than Kirk has, but then Kirk would counter. I guarantee you he would counter, okay, fine, Pat, but we're still 71-34. So I think there's still too many wins for Kirk to make it to where he's not the guy in charge.
No, I know.
And when I say in charge, I'm not saying the head coach. In charge of when he sits down with Beth Getz or who's ever going to – and they go over, okay, let's review things. Kirk still has the leverage because Iowa seems like the kind of place administration-wise where if they're winning 8 games, they're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think an Iowa football coach is ever going to get fired for winning 8 games.
No, and the majority of the fan base is okay with that. I mean, a game.
Then a loud minority are not okay with that.
Well, no, especially with a game like Saturday. I mean, that was horrible.
And I know social media is not a true reflection of everything, but it's part of it. And I'd say, 90% of the feedback I'm getting now is just pissed off, snarky fans who want people fired. And
that's the first couple days after a bad game like that.
But it's getting more and more common.
It is.
When Jan goes to her coffee group with these women, and which she did Monday, and they're bitching about the game, it's a very large minority.
Things are starting to shift a little bit. Like I said, the 5 losses last year was a little bit of a kind of a chip away at Kirk's armor. And like I said, they better win at least 9 games. They better win 9 games this year
with this schedule
for Kirk to keep the status quo going the way it is. Yeah, and I think they're going to, but I may be underestimating the opponents, and I may still be overestimating Iowa. Maybe this offense is beyond repair, and it's just going to suck the rest of the year. I don't think
so.
But I don't think it's ever going to be a good offense.
No. But it's going to be better than it was Saturday. And I think it has to be.
You could have 80 yards and be better.
Well, I know, but we've said it can't get any worse before, and it did. So I'm not going to say that.
Well, it was. This game was really no different than the Wisconsin game. That's almost same. I guess it could get worse. There's 75 yards still left to get worse than 76. So, but I think the offense, if it can just be serviceable. But the problem too, though, guys, is if they win 9 games and win the West with 9 games and go and then lose the Big Ten champion 9-4, and then go and let's say they go and they lose a bowl game and go 9-5. Kirk's going to have this mentality. There's no such thing as a bad 9-win season in Hawkeye football, but a lot of fans are going to be pissed. Yeah. That's where we are, though, now. I've said before, there's no such thing as a bad 9-win season in Hawkeye football. I think that's starting to change because the landscape is changing.
Well, and with the schedule this year, it is so favorable.
Well, you're playing more games.
Yeah.
You're okay. 9 out of 12 used to sound pretty good. 9 out of 14 doesn't sound as good. Hayden Fry, his 1983 team went 9-3. That was look at this, we're rolling and whatever. 9 wins don't mean what they used to.
No.
So it's just, I didn't expect the level of dysfunction on offense. Like I said, I had picked them to lose 17-14. So it's not like I was expecting much on offense, but I never would have imagined they'd be as bad as they were.
Well, we've seen it before, though. I mean, this is not unprecedented.
No, it's not.
And I don't know. I'm a homer, and I admit it. I'm an optimist. I think the offense will play much better Saturday because the opponent is much worse.
Well, and that's easier to say, too, because much better could be 220 yards, and that still would suck. But that would be 3 times more than they had, so that's much better. I mean, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, so, I mean, but
and Cade's getting healthier.
I had somebody reach out to me.
Cade.
I had somebody reach out to me. You know, this stuff never happened under Stanley. Yes, it did. He had 41 passing yards at Wisconsin.
Oh, no, I was there.
I mean, it happened.
And I will never forget the contrast between the Iowa-Ohio State game and then the next week, the absolute incredibly bad team that showed up.
And I don't think Wisconsin's as good this year as that team was. And that was not a great Wisconsin team.
Got a better quarterback.
I mean, it was...
I think.
Yeah, I think who was their quarterback in 7?
Oh gosh,
I don't even remember who it was.
The guy that threw a lot of interceptions. God, what was his name? Yeah, because Eric, my friend Eric, before that, he said, "I guarantee you."
Joel Stavi. Was that it?
It could have been.
No, he was the quarterback in 15 whose foot was stepped on and he fumbled.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the if somebody can remember.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's beside the point.
Yeah, and he said, guarantee you he's going to throw a pick six. I guarantee it. And he didn't. He threw 2 pick sixes. And we didn't score any other points other than that.
Oh, yeah, because Josh Jackson, yeah.
Yeah. And
then without Stavi stepping on the foot in 15, Iowa probably would have lost that game.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was the game where the offense, they have 77 yards?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there's just been too many of those under Brian Ferentz. And I've had people bring up, well, you know, they stuck with Greg. Greg Davis was here for 5 years. Brian's in his 7th.
Yeah. Well, and Greg did run the table one year.
He did, and that offense was okay, but they were really bad at times under Greg Davis.
They were.
But what's the one constant in all that?
Of course, it's Kirk's offense.
This is Kirk's offense. Maybe if Brian Ferentz was free from his father's influence, maybe he'd do who knows? We don't know what he would do. This is Kirk's offense, and Kirk will own that, and Kirk will come back and say, yeah, and I've got 189 Big Ten wins, and that's where he is right now. And more power to him, because that's what he still has. Fans have to admit that. I mean, even the fans that want him gone, he still has the leverage. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's where we are right now. Kirk still has the cards in his favor.
And speaking of that, let's take a break.
Oh, wow.
And
almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and we will be back.
Breaking it down.
Yeah, we have been breaking it down. All right.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
Wild Rose Casino and Hotel has a Wonder Fall offer for you. Our $99 hotel special is back. Just $99 gets you an overnight stay, $25 dining credit, and $25 in casino free play. Valid Sunday through Thursday in October only. This special must be booked by September 28th and only by calling the hotel directly. $99 for a room, up to $50 in dining credit, and $50 in free play based on double occupancy. Hurry! This offer is only good through Thursday. Call the hotel today, 243-9000. That's 243-9000. Tell the front desk you want the $99 Wild Rose Wonder Fall Special. That number again is 563-24... who are we kidding? You're going to Google the number anyway. $99 for a room and up to $100 in free play and free eats. Only at Wild Rose Casino and Hotel Clinton. You'd rather be here.
Offer based on double occupancy. Must be 21 or older. Exclusions and blackout dates may apply.
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
over the years, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's Lock and E-Keys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys on the market today. Mike's Lock and E-Keys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, sidewinder, and remote-headed keys. If you've lost the keys to your car or simply need a duplicate, call 330-9185. Mike's Lock and E-Keys for Cars has the technology to keep you on the road. Call 330-9185 and schedule an appointment today.
If you're looking for a new or used car, truck, or SUV, you should know Deary Ford is here for you. To give you the best selection and pricing on new Fords, Deary Ford is here for you. To work with long-term experienced sales and service reps, Deary Ford is here for you. To give you the highest trade values, Deary Ford is here for you. To provide pickup and delivery and mobile service for our customers, Deary Ford is here for you. Hurry in or shop online at DearyFord.com.
The Sanctuary Pub in downtown Iowa City has been a fixture since 1972 and still features a classic menu such as the classic shepherd's pie, handcrafted pizzas, and craft beers and cocktails. The Sanctuary Pub is known for its warm and cozy atmosphere. That's the perfect place to spend time with family and friends while enjoying live music. Support great local food with socially distanced dine-in, carry-out, and delivery through Chomp Delivery. The Sanctuary Pub is located at 405 South Gilbert Street. Full menu options are online at sanctuarypub.com. Come experience the Sanctuary Pub. You won't ever want to leave.
GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246. When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty.
There's a problem here in Eastern Iowa. There's not enough Hawkeye fans. I mean, really, shouldn't everybody be a Hawkeye fan? Well, maybe not, but you should be a fan of my team at Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson, and my team of experts at Hawkeye Title and Settlement know what they're doing. Call us at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Football fans, this is Bill Leixenring of the Oxyoke Inn. We are on your way to or from the game. We're ready to serve you with the same quality food and customer service you've come to trust for over 80 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyoke Inn.
Wild Rose Casino and Hotel has a Wonder Fall offer for you. Our $99 hotel special is back. Just $99 gets you an overnight stay, $25 dining credit, and $25 in casino free play. Valid Sunday through Thursday in October only. This special must be booked by September 28th and only by calling the hotel directly. $99 for a room, up to $50 in dining credit, and $50 in free play based on double occupancy. Hurry! This offer is only good through Thursday. Call the hotel today, 243-9000. That's 243-9000. Tell the front desk you want the $99 Wild Rose Wonder Fall Special. That number again is 563-24. Who are we kidding? You're going to Google the number anyway. $99 for a room and up to $100 in free play and free eats. Only at Wild Rose Casino and Hotel Clinton. You'd rather be here.
Offer based on double occupancy. Must be 21 or older. Exclusions and blackout dates may apply.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Mostly cloudy with a few off and on sprinkles this morning into early afternoon, then gradual clearing, becoming mostly sunny by late today. We'll get to 74 for a high this afternoon. The wind northeast at 5 to 15. 57 tonight, partly cloudy, 76 tomorrow. We're heading back to summer by the weekend. Friday, sunny, 83. Saturday, Sunday, mostly sunny both days with high temps in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Current temp 62.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Hawk Fanatic is back. Can I plug the station a second?
Yeah, it's yours.
It could be yours.
If the price were right.
Yeah.
$1?
Sold. See you later, everybody. Okay, locals love us. What is this, like 4,000 sampling?
About.
Yeah, about 4,000 are sampled. And you go online and you vote for us at localsloveus.com for next year. This year, we're wrapping up. KCJJ was a winner in 10 of their 13 categories. Number one station overall, number one station with men. Number one in 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79. Number one in the zip codes. Number one in income, 70,000 to 100,000. Number one in income, 100,000 plus. KCJJ was the winner. That was the morning show. KCJJ won in 14 of 16 categories. Number one station, number one for men, number three for women, number one in ages 40 and up, number one in zip codes, number one in income up to 70 to 100 grand, and number one in income 100 grand plus.
So when you say zip code 52240, 52241,
yeah,
52245, 52317.
Yeah, 52247.
So is this Cedar Rapids too?
Iowa City, North Liberty.
Yeah, Johnson County.
Okay.
But obviously the station's dominant, and we do fairly. We're not supposed to know how we do in Cedar Rapids.
But we do know.
But we do
know. And we're not afraid of them.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we do okay. So anyway, voting is on right now. So please vote for us as your favorite.
I thought it was over. What are you voting for now?
This is the last one. That's
yeah.
I've
got to ask, what didn't you win? I mean, what is some computer patting itself on the back somewhere for winning a category? I mean, seriously, what did you not win? There were
We were number 3 in women. So,
what are they listening to here in Iowa City? What is there?
They're
KDAT,
listening to
Z.
KDAT, Z, and the religious station Life.
So women hate us.
They don't hate us.
But we're third.
Well, appeal to them, Pat.
I'm only here for an hour. This is you guys.
I think it's Hunter.
I figured you'd blame it on Hunter. No,
I think that's pretty good.
No, that's good. That's great.
Because it's overall, and let's face it,
women hate us.
Some of the women may not appreciate Lex and Terry. I know one in particular.
We'll make that 2.
Yeah, so
I don't listen to that.
Yeah.
No, make that 3, actually.
Okay, but they are number. I mean,
oh no, I know.
Number 1 in men.
I know.
And and we've got NASCAR, and that appeals more to men. No, it's you can't be all things to all people.
No.
So I think we're doing
great.
Yeah.
Now you just got to cash it in, right? Turn it into big money. Isn't that the challenge?
Well, yeah.
Isn't that the goal?
That was a challenge.
What would you rather have, good ratings or good money?
Well, I'd
like to have both.
If I could.
But if you had to
it
choose.
Hasn't seemed to work.
But
it hasn't seemed to work out that way every year.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
That's the challenge for you guys.
Yeah,
it is.
But anyway, that's to thank the people that have voted for us. And if you haven't voted for us, please.
So that one you read was from 2022, and this is 2023?
Yeah.
Why are they doing it in September? The year's not over.
That's just when they serve. It'll go from 23 to 24. I don't know.
Okay, I guess why wouldn't you be doing this like in December?
Because they don't.
They don't, and a lot of surveys don't.
I think it ends in October. The end of October.
It ends in October because you've got Christmas and people don't participate in surveys during the holidays. So I think that's
congratulations.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So anyway, and thanks to our sponsors for sticking with us.
Did you text me that at like 4 a.m. today?
Probably.
Yeah, because I was.
Why were you up?
Well, because I got up to go to the bathroom, and I saw something light up on my phone, and I think it was you texting me Okay, I was half asleep, and I'm like, I remember saying, okay, but it's 4:41 in the morning. Why are you texting me this stuff?
Why aren't you asleep?
Well, I was asleep. I had just gotten up to go use the restroom. I mean, I start to wake up a little bit about 5 o'clock, especially if I get to bed at 10:30.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually start to, and then you doze in and out after that. I just happened to. That was my first start of initially waking up, and all of a sudden I saw my phone light. We always check that to make sure it's not an emergency. I remember my sister called me at 3 a.m. to tell me that Mom had died. So nothing usually good happens at that hour. But for you, it was good. You were texting me at 4 a.m. to the awards. And congratulations. Did you think I was up?
No.
Why would you text me that if you didn't think I was up?
Because I would forget later on to text you.
Oh, okay. All right. But no, that's...
Like if I text you at 4 o'clock,
well, here,
I would have forgot about it at 4:05.
I'm going to look and see what time it was. But, I mean, hasn't that pretty much been the case for the last 4 or 5 years you guys win this thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, who's your closest competition in this town?
What
radio station is
Z102
and K-Hawk?
They're here in Iowa City. I thought Z was in Cedar Rapids.
No, they're Cedar Rapids,
but it's loud and clear here.
Yeah, I mean,
we have a lot of listeners.
But those ratings don't include Cedar Rapids stations, though, do they?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you told me no when I asked you.
No. We don't know what. How do I put it? We know what we get.
But the ratings are different than the locals love us. That's two separate things, right?
Yeah.
They have a locals love us in Cedar Rapids.
So when those people are doing those local love us, are they also picking between you guys and Cedar Rapids stations?
Yes.
Okay.
The
when I asked you guys that,
the number 2 station in the morning is KHAK.
Is that Cedar Rapids?
Yes.
Okay.
The number 3 station in the morning is KZIA. That's Cedar Rapids. The number 4 station in the morning is Life 101.9, which is religious. It's contemporary Christian. Mm-hmm. And that's in Waterloo.
So there's nothing else in Iowa City that even...
KXIC doesn't show.
Wow.
No.
WMT doesn't show here. It's 4,000 respondents, whereas some surveys, unknown surveys, it's only like 190.
And which one? KXIC is the one that has the Hawks?
Yeah.
So they probably don't care, do they?
Well, WMT also has the Hawks.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
So that covers up a lot of their other weaknesses, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, it's on television.
But, yeah, you sent me that
But
at
as far as
4:24. 4:24 in the morning is when I got that text message from you. So I thank you for thinking of me at 4:24 in the morning.
Wake up.
Well, like I said, it was kind of ironic because maybe that woke me up, too, because I was asleep on my couch, and maybe I heard the phone because I had my volume, where I had the volume to where you can hear a little bill when you get a 10. Maybe I heard that. And I looked up there, and I'm like, okay, great, and then went back to sleep. So, but... All right, now back to the Hawks.
Back to the Hawks.
Back to the meat and potatoes that help you get those rankings, right?
All right, there you go.
The meat and potatoes of KCJJ Radio.
So now, when we were on the air Monday, Lisa had not gotten the commitment from Aaliyah Guyton.
Mm-hmm.
So she is just loading up in the 2024 class.
Yeah, they've got 5 players, 4 in the top 100.
Uh-huh.
Guyton, she picked Iowa over Michigan State, Indiana.
A bunch of them. Ohio State, Wisconsin, Mississippi State, Missouri, DePaul, Vanderbilt.
Well, she had a Final 5 is what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of who they were.
Okay,
Michigan
I can tell you.
I think it was Michigan State was one of them. I thought Indiana was one of them.
No, Illinois. Nebraska, Michigan State, and the outlier was Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, she had a nice offer, and she didn't have the Connecticuts and the Tennessees and whatever.
No.
But still, no, that was a good get for them, and that's 2 guards now they've gotten back-to-back out of Illinois because Kenise Johnson?
There's on the team this year.
She's on the team this year, so yeah, and then, that's a 5-player class. They got a local girl, that Callie Levin, I believe is her name.
Yep,
She's
from
a
Solon.
guard from Solon. And then Taylor Streamlow.
From Verona, Wisconsin.
What's the Magany? What's her? Tegan Magany? Tegan Mulaney. And so, yeah, I mean, I would think that they would be reaping the benefits of their success on the recruiting trail. And it looks like they're doing that. And they have to start stocking the guard court because they're going to be without Kate Martin, Gabby Marshall, and I think more than likely Caitlin next year. So
yeah, I kind of am feeling that Caitlin maybe is going to move on to.
Oh, I felt that. I've been saying that
bigger challenges.
I've been saying that for the last year, and I have no inside information, and I'm just going by what I just think she will. Part of me would love to see her stay again, but I mean, I just think she'll be ready for a bigger stage and a bigger challenge. And people are like, well, she'll make less NIL money. No, she won't. She'll do just fine NIL wise.
Yeah.
She'll do as well or maybe even better. And I actually saw a podcast with Caitlin. She was asked that question. She says that's wrong. She goes, I make great money here, but she goes, that would not. The money would be still very prevalent in WNBA. I just don't think she's going to want to have a 5th-year asterisk on her records.
I kind of don't either.
Well, doesn't she have some national stuff too?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean doesn't she have Buick?
She had Buick.
Yeah.
H&R Block.
Well, Hy-Vee's pretty healthy, too, and that will stay with her when she goes to the WNBA.
Well, they're trying to go national, so I would assume they'll keep her.
Yeah, and I'm not
Nike.
I'm not saying the Iowa stuff doesn't matter. It does, but Caitlin, I don't want this to sound disrespectful, but Caitlin is outgrowing Iowa in a lot of ways. She doesn't need Iowa NIL.
Yeah.
She never really has, to be honest with you. I mean, she's got her own NIL machine.
Hi, Tommy Lang.
I was just going to point out that I just saw a couple days ago on X some photos of a photo shoot or commercial shoot with Caitlin Clark in uniform with Jake from State Farm and a couple NBA players. So I think she's going to be in one of their national spots coming up.
Yeah, and I just saw something on Twitter where she's in a national commercial advertising some athletic wear for one of her sponsors.
And I saw, too, Tommy, that she's as tall as Jake from State Farm is.
Well, she's as tall as I am. She's 6 feet.
Yeah.
She's a legitimate 6 feet tall. I mean, that's part of her greatness, and we've talked about that before. If she was 5'8", she'd still be great, but she wouldn't be as great. She's a tall point guard for women's basketball. So, yeah, I just think she will not be back for a 5th year. I've been saying that. If I'm wrong, then I'll gladly admit that I'm wrong and enjoy another year of her scoring 25, 30 points a game. But I just think it'll be time to move on, if that's what she'll decide.
Well, unless she wants to, break in these 5 kids and show them the ropes,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be top priority on her list. But at some point, and Lisa is preparing for life without these guards. I mean, they're going to be gone.
She has to.
Yeah, so now she's got reinforcements coming in. That's the way it works.
And she's got Journey Houston coming in the next year.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting some really, really good recruits.
Yeah, and that's what you would hope when you're playing as well as they are doing. And Lisa shows no signs of slowing down, no signs of she doesn't talk about retirement. She seems like she really enjoys what she's doing. And, hey, it's just business as usual.
Two of these recruits are from within 10 miles of Madison, which has got a...
Well, Wisconsin's terrible.
No, they're
right
terrible. We've beaten them, 20 straight,
Something like that. And then Ava Hyden's from Oregon.
6'4", yeah.
Yeah, so, and she's the highest ranked in the class at number 36, I think.
Correct.
She is in the ESPN. And Guyton, whose father was A.J. Guyton, a good player at Indiana. He was all over Twitter yesterday tweeting stuff about it. You can tell he's a proud papa.
Okay, now I've seen her listed 5'6", 5'7", and 5'8".
I went 5'8" because that's what the Peoria Journal-Star paper went with, and they're the ones that cover her every day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I just went with what they had. I mean, they're the ones that covered the press conference. She announced it at some restaurant and then put it up on Instagram and Twitter and what have you. And so, yeah, no, that was a good get for the women. And like I said, this is a very strong class. You have 4 top 100 players in a class. It'll be interesting to see where it ends up ranked in the Big Ten and nationally.
Yeah, yep. So that's good news. The men's basketball team started practice, I think, yesterday.
And we got Media Day next Monday and Wednesday. The women, I believe, are Wednesday at 8 in the morning. I'll still come in here because I got Susan and John Bonenkamp that are going to cover Media Day. But, yeah, they're doing theirs at 8 in the morning. The men are on the Monday prior, I believe. So, yeah, next week's going to be busy. You got Purdue, and then Media Day for both men's and women's basketball. We're getting into the busiest time of the year. I looked up the other night, and it was a little after 7. It was almost all dark. The days are shorter now.
They are.
I mean, it doesn't get light now until much later, but we're getting into. Although, based on that forecast, it's going to be mid-80s this weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Well, through
it's not during the game, but
through the middle of next week.
But it's going to be hot. High on Saturdays, 85. It's going to be warm on Saturday. So, in a way, I guess maybe in a way you prefer a night game because it'll be much cooler then. But I'm not a huge fan of night games from a coverage standpoint. Selfishly, I never have been. I'd rather get the game over with and get the stuff done while there's more eyes maybe ready to read because win or lose, there's not a lot of readers at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
Well, Purdue's a little better time-wise at 2:30 for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and there may be more people wanting to read and stuff then because I don't. How many people have the Peacock network? I mean, how popular is it?
Pretty popular.
It's popular, but
there's going to be some Iowa fans that aren't going to watch it.
It's a different subset.
It's not going to compare to.
There's going to be some fans that won't have access to the game.
Stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this will kind of be a new. Well, welcome to the new frontier.
That's right.
There's going to be if these teams that struggle are going to be on streaming networks more and more, and less on national television. That's just the way it's going to be.
No, absolutely correct.
I don't like that, but that's just seems like the more technology, the more access to everything we get, the harder it is to watch stuff. I mean, it's just, I don't.
So, have you heard at all when the Big Ten's planning to release next year's schedule?
I have not, but I've also haven't asked either.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's some in the media that are just waiting with bated breath for that. I have not heard anything. I mean, it's gonna. You would think that would have to happen at some point in the near future because I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. To be honest with you,
I kind of am too.
But I've been told that Iowa can expect at least 2 West Coast trips. Well, and if that's the case, then there's never going to be more than 2 West Coast trips in a year because right now you're not going to play. They're not going to make teams like Iowa take 3 West Coast trips in the same year. I mean, but I don't know how they're going to group these teams together. But I'd be surprised if there's not. There's going to be at least 1 trip either to California or Oregon next year. There has to be.
And there will be every year.
Every year there will be.
Yeah.
And so, but the question is, will there be a year when Iowa has to play USC, Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan? What if they? Let's see, USC, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Those are 5.
What about Washington?
Well, Washington's been more up and down, though. I mean, I'm not ready to put Washington quite in that elite group right now. They're having some good run now, but Washington's had some.
They have.
But those 5, I mean, I would imagine every year I was going to play at least 2 or 3 of those teams.
Yes.
Every year. It just think about that.
I know. That's
why this schedule is so friendly, and this schedule is something they have to take advantage of. And I think Kirk understands that. And I think that, Kirk's never going to panic. Even if he is in panic mode deep down, he's not going to do that to the media, and I get that. But I just still think Kirk's got, even with the offensive problems. I think Kirk still thinks, hey, we're good enough to navigate through this schedule and get 9 or 10 wins. And I think that's where he is. I still think he's got to be concerned about the offense, of course, but I think the schedule is so encouraging that it's going to maybe make the offense even better than it is. I don't know if that makes sense.
Bad news is Wisconsin's schedule is every bit as easy as ours.
Yeah, so, I mean, if it comes down to Iowa, Wisconsin, that's what everyone was picking before the season. I thought Minnesota was going to be way better, but obviously they've got major issues.
Big problems.
They've got issues, so we'll see. But I think the schedule this is one of the easiest schedules I can remember Iowa ever having.
Yep.
Based on what I've seen from these teams right now. Because, like I said, I am not impressed. And I'm not overly impressed with Wisconsin. I think they're okay, but these aren't the Barry Alvarez Big Ten champion Wisconsin teams. Nothing close to that. Style-wise, they're different, but I'm just
and Malusi being out for the season is going to hurt them.
And Iowa, Caleb Johnson and Jay-Z are out this week, but it sounds like maybe next week. They're not out for the season. Whereas Malusi,
if he's out,
that was a big loss for them because he's a change in style for Braylon Allen. They can use them both at the same time. You're losing one of your best players. You really are. That's a big loss.
And both Caleb and Jazz have got high ankle sprains. Is that right?
Well, they haven't said anything. That's what all the talk is, yes. I had heard something different from Jazz, but Iowa haven't acknowledged. I don't believe they've acknowledged what it is. But, yeah, I've been told that it's lower leg injuries is how I've been told it is. And it's just one of those things where they just need time to heal. And problem with high ankle sprain, though, some of those can last. But Kirk didn't say for sure that they were going to be back for the Purdue game.
No, he didn't.
Because somebody asked him right after when he said they were going to be out, what about Purdue? Well, that's what we're hopeful. But he put a but in there right away. I think it's still an ongoing fluid situation that, you kind of see how it goes on a day-to-day basis.
Of course, there weren't a lot of holes to run through Saturday, it wouldn't have mattered.
They could have had Eric Dickerson Barry Sanders, even OJ with a knife would have had
Jimmy Brown.
OJ with a knife, he could have been chopping people until they still would have got him down because they would have outnumbered him because there was no blocking. Juice.
He's, honestly,
what's he doing now? I love it when he chimes in on.
He's just damn goofy.
Don't you like it though when he chimes in on like current events?
Yeah.
Hey, what's OJ think?
I don't follow him or anything, but people. I don't know. I don't follow a lot of that crap that I'm getting.
Could you imagine following O.J. Simpson on Twitter?
I wouldn't.
Or an X. I refuse to call it X.
It's
stupid. My dad's high school football coach was named X. X Nady. Xavier Nady, but he went by X. Yes.
The X-Man?
I just think it's ridiculous.
What, the X?
Yeah.
I think Twitter's ridiculous now. I get some of the weirdest tweets showing up in my timeline.
I'm not following him, but I see
I get some of the weirdest. I'm getting a ton of Beatles stuff on my timeline.
I know.
All of a sudden. Just John Lennon stuff left. What is causing that?
I don't know.
I don't tweet about the Beatles.
I got Robert Goulet.
I have not gotten Robert Goulet, but I'm being inundated by John Lennon stuff
It's the Robert Goulet fan club. I don't.
It's almost like they listen to this show, but why would I be getting all this Beatles stuff?
I
just don't get
idea.
it. Non-stop Beatles stuff. And it started about a week ago.
Well, and I'm getting that on Facebook, too. A ton of Beatles stuff.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And then I'm getting all this crap from, like, the 50s and 60s.
I think he's texting.
Memorabilia.
He is.
Is he sexting or texting?
No.
No?
My camera's looking at you, so no sexting.
Fine. Insult me.
Let's wait until he's done. Then we'll.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
But no, I don't get the Beatles thing. And like I said, I'm a Beatles fan. I just don't need to see photos of John Lennon when he was 12 and. It's just Beatles stuff left and right. A lot of Pink Floyd stuff.
On your feed?
Yeah, and there was a stretch where I was getting a ton of Jim Morrison photos. Those have stopped. Now it's John Lennon.
Did you ever like...
No, I don't like anything.
Yeah, and I'm not... I'm getting
I don't get it.
Crap.
It's almost like they're listening to this station. It's weird.
Well,
it might be.
I don't talk about OJ, and I'm seeing his crap.
But the Jim Morrison photos have stopped all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And now it's John Lennon. I like John Lennon. I'm not
thankful it isn't G.G. Allen.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I've talked about G.G. Allen more on this show than I have John Lennon. I mean, like I said, I like John Lennon. I'm sad that he was killed early. A genius, but I'm not a huge John Lennon. I mean, I thought his solo albums were good, but I didn't like him as much as McCartney's.
No.
Well, McCartney kept that. He did.
McCartney was more accessible.
And
And I just liked his music better.
Yeah.
I mean, like Imagine. I thought that was I liked that album.
Great song.
What was the one Ecstasy? His album
Double Ecstasy.
That one didn't.
Double Fantasy.
Double Fantasy. That one didn't. It was okay. I remember all the build up for it when it came out. Like, it was okay, but it
Fair
didn't.
enough.
His stuff was more personal. Not.
What's that? I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go around. I didn't mind.
Yeah,
That was
I mean,
one of the ones they really played.
yeah.
It was okay. I just like McCartney.
But
better.
it is more personal than.
Hell, I like some George Harrison stuff better than Lennon.
Yeah, fair enough.
George Harrison had some great stuff.
Yes, he did. All Things Must Pass was a great.
That's
album.
great. Yeah, no, that's great. And I'm trying to think what's another really good George Harrison song.
He had so many of them. You mean when he was with the Beatles or after?
No, after. I mean,
Cracker Box Palace.
I love Cracker. That's the one I was trying to think of. I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that song, but I absolutely love it.
No, it's a great song.
Yeah, that was the one I was trying to think of, was Cracker Box Palace. And when did that come out?
Oh gosh, 74.
Okay, so right about the time Ram came out.
A little after Ram, I think.
Did you like Ram?
Yeah,
I loved
Ram.
it. I loved Ram. I love Wings Over America.
Yep, great.
I love
great
that.
album.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I like John Lennon stuff too. I mean,
That's the first time I saw McCartney was the Wings
76.
Over America tour.
That's when
Came out in '76.
Cracker Box Palace.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, was that the name of the album? What album was that on?
Yeah.
I don't know.
33 and a third.
Okay.
The ninth track.
But yeah, I just don't get the Twitter feeds now. The algorithms. Before Mush bought it, my Twitter feed made sense. Because it was stuff that I tweeted about, stuff that I felt. Now it's just inundated with a ton of rock and roll and politics on both sides. I finally had to block those Crassatine clowns.
Traveler's Dreams. I'm getting Traveler's Dreams. I don't know who Stephanie Kennedy is. Investing Magazine. I'm not investing.
I get a lot of Beatles. I get a lot of music in general. I get travel.
Do you get politics?
Zero
I
politics.
get tons of. Well, you're not even on Twitter anymore.
No, I'm talking Facebook.
Oh, I mean, but like, okay, here, the first thing on my feed when I updated is this JoJo from Jurors. She's this woman who's a hardcore left-wing zealot. All she does is just rip Trump and MAGA all day, and I just don't want to see that. I'm not a fan of Trump, but I don't need to just. I
don't want to.
The Crassatine brother.
Speaking to
I'm just sick
the
of
choir, and who cares?
I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of.
No, I want
both of
all I want from Trump is for him to go away.
Like Ron Filipkowski, you've heard of him.
Yeah, I get him.
Ah, yes, Trump's social media guy sending out more QAnon messages to the cultists. The storm is coming. That's just. I don't need to be reminded about that. I'm sure, and it's something by a guy named Dan Scavino. You know, I mean, this guy basically spends all his time watching Trump stuff.
Scavino was on some channel.
But he was Trump's PR guy.
Okay, well,
I'm just
think
tired.
He's on Newsmax.
I'm just so tired of both extremes.
I'm with you.
And it's all over my Twitter feed, and I don't get it because I never tweet politics. I wonder if partly I block a bunch of right-wing and left-wing. You think that's part of it?
Maybe.
You'd think, though, they would get the, hey, this
interact with them.
But you'd think this guy's blocking all these people. He must not want this stuff. Or do they do it to in spite of you?
they're doing it to get it.
If you even just interact with it, I think it triggers.
Because I block a bunch of extreme politicians that show up on my feed, both left and right. I mean, I'm not just more right because there's more. It seems like there's more right-wing people on
Well,
Twitter.
I get a lot of pictures of AOC, and I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't get enough of those.
On Facebook?
On Facebook and Twitter.
See, I've never seen. I don't have
Yeah, I don't
any politics
Well,
on my
this
Facebook.
isn't really politics. It's just people. It's people photographing her when she's out and about.
Well, yeah, you
It's
can do a
not
lot worse than her photos.
No, it's not her post.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not her post.
And I know MAGA hates her. I'd love.
MAGA.
MAGA will try to spin why Marjorie Taylor Greene's better looking than AOC. I mean, please.
Well, no, Marjorie Taylor Greene's why the long face.
Yeah. Well,
no, she's Dog the Bounty Hunter crossed with Lenny Dykstra.
Well, now they're after Taylor Swift.
And Cassidy Hutchinson.
Yeah.
They want her, too.
Yeah.
Who is Cassidy Hutchinson?
She testified against Trump.
Oh, okay.
She's the one that she said
She's been on every freaking talk show.
Giuliani groped her.
She's the one. She's been on. She was on The View. She's been well, she's making money.
Yeah.
Free enterprise. That's the way it is. But she is making money.
Okay, but you got to, he groped her. Okay.
I wish she would have taken a stand a little sooner.
Yeah.
A lot of these, but same thing with Maggie Hager. They all wait to write their books, then they take their stands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they all want to make money. I get it. They want to cash in on this.
I love Taylor Swift. As soon as they showed her in the box at the stadium, Travis Kelce's jersey sales spiked by 400%.
Yeah.
She dropped the F-bomb, too.
Taylor did?
Yeah.
Yeah, and MAGA.
What'd she say?
She had scored a touchdown. She was celebrating. But MAGA hates her now.
Yes, that was effing great to her mother. To his mother, right?
I love. There was actually a debate between who's more successful between Kid Rock and Taylor Swift.
Oh my
please.
God!
Just leave the freaking politics out of it. It's not even close.
Not.
And now you got to give Kid Rock his due. He's made Kid Rock
done
is famous.
fine.
I mean, I think he's an idiot. I hate his music.
Kid Rock is.
I can't stand his
Kid
music.
Rock was rich before his
Yes,
family.
he grew up in an estate near Detroit.
Yeah.
But he's worth millions, I'm sure. And in fairness to him, he's made some songs out of, but to try to compare him to Taylor Swift,
well, that's nonsense.
And you guys know me, I don't like Taylor Swift's music. I couldn't tell you one song.
Kid Rock is worth $150 million.
That's a lot of money.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Now his family's worth a lot too, but no, most of that's probably on his own. I mean, that Sweet Home
Taylor's worth what about
$750? I thought you looked up. Actually, I did not think Kid Rock would be worth that much. I would have guessed
$740 million.
So she's worth almost 4 times more. I would have thought Kid Rock would have been more between like 30 and 50. I mean, but he did grow.
Almost 5 times.
He was born into wealth.
Yeah.
I mean, he grew up in a mansion.
Well, I imagine some of that is.
Some of it, but a lot of it's his own too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he sold a lot of records.
I would say $100 million.
We don't know. You couldn't begin to guess that. I know you could because you're on the radio, but you'd have no idea.
I will say $100 million.
I know you will, and
his own, and then
you have nothing to
million.
base that on.
I have zero to base it on, but I am making the statement.
I know you are, and it's ridiculous.
And it's already passed, so he doesn't have to back it up.
No, I know. Yeah. But yeah, there's no. Just for our listeners, that's a statement. That's not fact.
And like I could say the F word right now, and it would be a fleeting expletive.
No, it would not.
I thought we
because you already telegraphed it.
So if you mistakenly say the F word, it doesn't get off. Like Nico did,
theoretically.
I don't know that one of us could say the F word again.
Can I?
If there was a fleeting expletive out of left field, like CNN or something. No, you can't.
I mean, like Taylor Swift in the game.
Well, you know what sucks, though? A politician, and I'm surprised more haven't done this. They've done it in Missouri. A politician can do commercials and say the F word, and you can't censor it.
Why? Just more double standard.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a lot of double standards in our society.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I will say, and I appreciate Rob Howe doing this, he edited out Nico's F word before we put it up on Hawk Fanatic. Because I had a couple of people reach out to me saying that their kids cried when they heard it. I don't know if they were making fun of
up.
I mean, come on.
Shut up.
I did have an email from a guy saying, it's just you people in the media. We love the Hawks. We love listening. My sons were listening, and all of a sudden they heard Nico drop, and they both cried. I think he was being.
Well, then your sons are pussies.
I hope he was being sarcastic, but
he wasn't.
I'm like, God, you got to be kidding me.
They cried.
Gee, come on.
I mean, I couldn't say the F word in front of my mom, but it's not.
My mom taught us the F word.
Yeah, that was the one word. Well,
did you cry?
No,
I'll bet you didn't.
I wasn't allowed to cuss in front of my mom. My dad, now on the other hand, he could say whatever he wanted. My dad never said the F word. But he said a lot of other things. But no, I was just not allowed to cuss in front of my mom. That was just one of those.
My mom's name was Goddamn It Shirley.
Well, my dad said that a lot. My dad said GDSOB a lot. That was kind of his go-to phrase.
I don't remember my dad swearing
at all. Well, Bill Brazier never sweared. Maybe it was
we
an
had
Iowa thing.
enough swearing in our house with my mom and dad to make.
Yeah, my mom
everything
didn't swear
about
much.
it,
And my mom didn't swear very much either.
My mom was kind of like if she dropped something, she may have said, gee. She rarely would use God's name in vain. She'd always change things. Like she never said S-H-I-A-T. She would say shite. She would always say shite when she meant that. She would never say the actual word.
Yeah. You shouldn't spell it out either.
Well, that's ridiculous. Those are some of the dumbest regulations.
Can we talk about the name of the cross between a bulldog and a Shih Tzu?
What is that? It's a Shih Tzu.
No.
Some of
you
those.
keep asking, hey, can we just say the F word?
Well, what's that show that you guys liked?
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, Schitt's Creek. You can say that, but you can't
because it's a name.
It's just so stupid, though. But you just,
well, that's exactly why I don't watch network television.
It's just so dumb. Some of the regulations.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah, you can say the name as long as it's a movie title, but you can't spell the word. I mean, that's just stupid.
John Fetterman had a great.
And speaking of him, he does need to dress a little better.
Well,
I mean, don't you agree?
You see the senator that wears a hoodie and shorts?
It just looks ridiculous. I mean, I don't know why
I don't
he
care.
I mean, I don't care, but he should dress a little bit.
Well, he
better.
wants Menendez out of there.
I do too.
He said, the last time there's ever been a man with so much cash in their home in New Jersey was Tony Soprano.
That's a good one. I'm not saying he needs to wear a suit and tie, but Captain, you have to admit, sometimes I've looked at he looks ridiculous. He looks ridiculous.
No, he should wear a suit and tie.
I don't necessarily say he has suit and tie, but at least pants.
Yeah, he looks like a monk.
He looks homeless.
Yeah.
And it just gives the idiots on the other side ammunition.
Yeah.
But then you got Jim Jordan, who wears the same blue shirt, yellow tie every day, it seems like. But I don't know, some of the things that they're debating. And do you think they're going to shut down?
Yes. My son's already been told that he's going to have to.
That could be serious.
He's not going to get his pay until.
That's Sunday, right?
Huh?
That starts Sunday.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous.
And
there's
everyone
no
says we'll
reason. There's absolutely no reason for it.
Think it's going to impact sports?
It's going to impact the economy, and the economy
Which will impact sports.
Yeah. No,
So-
when you've got millions of people not getting paid.
But let's vote Republican.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got millions of people not getting paid. They're not going to buy tickets. They're not going to go out to eat. They're not going to know where their freaking mortgage is coming from. And these are people, these are military families. These are the people that the Republicans used to champion.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate. That is coming in
my son working in
3 days.
The Air Force Base.
4 days.
Not getting paid. It's damn scary.
It is. It's
So will he be able to get unemployment? Or is that even? No, you can't because is unemployment shut
That's
down?
government too.
It's shut down. So what will he do
well,
for
then
money?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
'Cause
I mean,
wonder-
I don't know that unemployment will be.
How can you have unemployment with the government shut down?
Well, you can't. It's a
Well,
government
and then
entity.
when are we going to? I mean, we're going to get our Social Security checks, but
I read where those will keep coming out.
Yeah, but when?
That I don't know.
Well,
Hell, the mail's so bad now. I mailed.
you think
John,
you're going to bust your ass?
I mailed John Bonenkamp a $100 check for work that he had done for Hawk Fanatic on September 5th. He still hasn't gotten it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have to bring him a $100 check to the game on Saturday. And there's always a chance that check may show up down the road. I told him just credit whatever if I owe you or whatever. But that's how bad the mail is right now.
Yeah.
From Iowa City to Burlington, it's that's 22 days. He still hasn't
the
gotten
Pony
it.
Express was faster than that.
Well, Trump
So it
appointed the
was.
Joy, and
I know.
their theory was you shouldn't be able to vote by mail, so they got rid of all the brand new sorting machines that we have paid for, and they trashed
Yeah, the
them.
mail industry right now is a joke. You got to pay priority mail to get something.
And
right?
then do you think the mail is going to get delivered any faster?
Oh,
when
God, no.
they're not getting paid?
No. I mean,
And then you're going to put the airlines, the FAA is not going to get paid. How do you think that's going to go over? When
well,
they're
I
not
can't
getting paid?
imagine this can last very long. But who knows? I mean,
But if it lasts a week,
Be disastrous.
Moody's is going to downgrade us, and when they downgrade us, our interest rates for the country borrowing will go up, and
they're already
who's
high
that
enough.
and who's that
I
going
mean, home interest rates right now
It
are,
all falls on us, all of it.
Yeah. But Trump told them to
they're doing it
shut
for
her
him.
down.
They're doing it for him. Yeah, they're just doing it for one person. And it will. It may affect sports in ways we're not even aware of right
It'll
now.
affect everything.
Yeah, and ways that, wow. I mean,
You can't shut down the government. You can't do it.
No, and it's against the law. It's in the Constitution. You have to fund it. That's what's so ridiculous about this whole crap and what we've been going through for years. You have to fund the government.
well, apparently you don't.
Well, they don't think you do.
And they're the ones
The
that
party that believed in the Constitution doesn't think you have to fund the government, doesn't think you have to have, the government. God, I get so pissed off. It's just ridiculous to think my son's not going to get money for working, and he's got to work more shifts. To think that I'm got to worry about whether my Social Security check is there on time.
And I bet those politicians keep getting. I mean, on both sides, you read about how they come in before they were a politician, they were worth this, and then 20 years later, they're worth $50 million.
Menendez, okay, I'm not just picking
all
on
of them,
Republicans.
Pelosi and
but Menendez has gold bars in his house.
He's a clown. Get rid of him.
What the F? He's got a brand new BMW, and he's got gold bars in his house. Well, we came from Cuba.
I liked his answer. I like to keep a lot of money around the house just in case.
Yeah, because we came from Cuba.
Yeah.
We know what.
We don't never know when the government's going to come in and take. I mean,
nonsense.
He's a clown. Get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, they should have got rid of him the first time.
But it's funny is MAGA doesn't want to really
No, MAGA's
lash out
defending
again.
him.
They're defending him because they look really hypocritical because he's basically going right down MAGA land. I mean, that's just kind of funny. They are not saying anything against him. But, yeah,
some are defending him.
He should be. Yeah, he deserves due process is what they're saying. But, yeah, the gold bars and, I mean, the 400, some of it stashed in envelopes. And it's just weird.
It's so ridiculous.
It's just nonsense.
But a lot of home invaders people are like, man, why didn't we go to his house?
Honest to God.
Yeah, can we end this?
What time? God,
Move
is it
along.
10:40?
Move
Yeah, we've
along to
already
police reports.
We've already discussed Hawkeye football ad nauseum, and we've got Friday to discuss it.
We do.
And Kirk's got his radio show tonight.
And Saturday morning, Pat.
That's right, Saturday morning.
Now, which game is on Peacock?
Purdue.
Purdue
Okay.
next week.
Okay.
This one is on.
So we'll have to.
This one's on NBC.
Let me just say, I got it right here.
Or CBS?
Yeah, NBC.
Yeah.
And my guess is NBC's regretting this.
I'll bet they do.
Well, I bet.
Although Iowa still ends up getting reasonable numbers for whatever.
I just can't imagine many people outside of Iowa and Michigan State are going to be watching that game. I just don't think there's
We for some reason Iowa gets good numbers.
okay numbers.
Yeah,
they're
I don't-
okay. But usually the numbers you're talking about though are games where the other opponent holds up its. I just don't think there's a lot of interest in Michigan State right now. I'll be
That's true,
surprised
too.
if this game. So have you looked up the numbers for Iowa, Penn State versus Notre Dame? Can you find that before we sign off? Yeah. I haven't read any. I would like to know. I can't imagine the Iowa Penn State numbers in the second half were, but they don't do it that way though, do they? They basically just average it out during the whole course of a game, right?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I have not read anything about the numbers from Iowa.
All I heard is that they were respectable, I think was the term I saw.
From who?
I don't know.
Because they were about an hour apart, and when one's I think did the Notre Dame game start sooner?
I think
but the
so.
Notre Dame game was a thriller right till
viewers for that game, 2,630,000.
That's Iowa Penn State. Yeah. How many for Ohio State?
That's okay. That's not great. That's
2,000,006.
That's okay.
How many for what?
Penn
now?
State, not Penn State. Ohio State, Notre Dame. It was on at pretty much the same time, and it was a great game. I mean, it went right down to the end. And one was on. One
was on CBS.
And the other
one
was on
NBC.
NBC, yeah. So it was. That's about as good a competition as you can get. That the one Colorado game, the traffic was unbelievable. I mean, Deion Sanders has changed the face of college football in a lot of ways. He really has.
Well, he just got smoked, so that ain't going to help.
No, but it's one game. I don't.
10.59 million.
Wow.
10.59. Boy, that's a lot.
Think about that.
Well, you got 2 top 10 teams.
Well, that's
it should
good.
Be that.
That's good. We should feel comfortable. We were that embarrassed.
Not as many people saw it. Yeah, I didn't think it would be that big of an extreme, but yeah, that's pretty significant. But no, I'm not feeling
That is
sorry.
significant.
Deion Sanders is going to be just fine. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, he's probably going to lose this weekend to US. They're not. I mean, I didn't expect him to win more than 4 or 5 games this year, but his impact and their recruiting, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see just how good they become. And I think a lot of people are bothered by that, and I get a kick out of it. I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with a very proud, successful black man who's very vocal. I think some people just aren't ready for that, sadly.
Too bad.
And I say too bad to
Too
that.
bad.
Because Deion ain't going anywhere, nor should he. I think it's great. So, okay, thanks for looking those up. Man, did you expect it to be that big of a discrepancy?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think it'd be that much.
I didn't
So
think-
almost
no.
11,000 to about 25.
So
Okay.
2.5 million people suffered through that Iowa-Penn State
Well, that means
debacle?
that's the peak, though, right? That was the most that were.
That's all I got.
In the third quarter, I'm guessing there weren't 2.5 million people watching.
I'm
that.
guessing
Probably
hope
more
not.
people watching Gunsmoke on
Or maybe they went to Notre Dame and they may have went
Maybe
to Notre
they
Dame.
did.
They
Do
might
you
have.
understand that Grit Television is like the number 10 television channel, and Inspiration?
I don't even know what
is
Grit
number
Television
5.
is.
Old West, public domain Western.
Oh yeah, I've never been a Western fan.
But I mean, how in the hell is that number 5?
Number 5 in overall.
You said number 10.
Inspiration's number 5. Grit's number 10.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Meanwhile, CNN's like 18.
But boy, I bet. So which one had the Notre Dame? Was that NBC that had Notre Dame?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet they're happy. Man, I would not have imagined that many people were watching that game. But it's still like 20,000 less than OJ, wasn't it? Wasn't OJ 30? Or was it like 90?
95.
95? Okay.
OJ was 95
Jesus.
million. And it wasn't promoted. It was
happened
on a Friday night.
during the NBA Finals. That helped because a lot of people were watching the NBA Finals, and it went right into OJ. So God, to think that was almost 30 years ago. Let's end with OJ. We're done.
HawkFanatic.com.